When a new version of a nostalgic property is about to come out, it becomes understandable to go back and see how the early takes hold up. With a new film adaptation of the stage musical Annie, set for release in December, I decided to revisit the earlier ones, and they're okay, I guess. For those unfamiliar with Annie, it was originally a comic strip created in the 1920s and a successful stage musical in 1977. This led to Hollywood coming and calling, and a film version was released in 1982, directed by legendary filmmaker John Huston. The major thing that leaps out about this Annie and why I don't care for it is how incredibly corny it is to extreme levels. Almost every misconception and stereotype people attribute to musicals appears in this movie, as it so wants you to fall in love with its tale of an orphan who is given the chance to move into a big mansion. Case in point is one of the most famous numbers, Tomorrow. The song itself is certainly iconic, and it's not a bad song by any means, but Huston stages it in the most corny way possible. If it was just Annie singing it, that would be okay. But did you really need to have FDR and Eleanor join in? I'm surprised they didn't have the president get up and do a dance, because it certainly looks like they got close to doing it. Aileen Quinn plays Annie, who they selected out of many young girls who auditioned for the role, and I found her unimpressive. She just seems directed to smile and look cute, and I know Annie is not much of a character on the page, but they could have done a lot to expand on the character, and Quinn does not help in giving her much personality. Interestingly enough, Kristen Chenoweth, one of today's most celebrated Broadway actresses, auditioned to play Annie, and was not chosen. Talk about a missed opportunity. With that said, there are elements that do work, like some of the choreography. While Tomorrow's number is certainly cheesy to the nth degree, I cannot fault the staging of It's a Hard Knock Life. Albert Finney also deserves credit for his portrayal of Oliver Warbucks, showing a natural gradual slide and playing this stern billionaire who soon grows more attached to Annie. Tim Curry and Bernadette Peters also have a hoot as two criminals who pretend to be Annie's parents. Meanwhile, Carol Burnett is suitably over the top as Miss Hannigan. Put those three together, especially for the number Easy Street, and it's kind of fun to see them bounce off each other. However, then there are numbers like You're Never Fully Dressed Without a Smile, which is completely pointless. Annie is already one-dimensional, so do we honestly care about the other orphans? The film already runs long enough as it is, and this song doesn't develop the story in any way. And then the third act really drags, and it ends the film on an off note. I don't hate Annie, but the whole thing is too corny even by typical family-aimed movie musical standards. In 1999, Disney Television and Columbia Pictures collaborated for a new adaptation for ABC, and I think it's an improvement over the '82 film, though it still has its fair share of problems. An element I really like is how it's staged. Rob Marshall, who would later go on to direct Chicago and the upcoming movie version of Into the Woods, films it like a stage show. I know this is a style that not a lot of people are fond of, but I think it lends the production an old-school charm. Aided by the excellent choreography, there's a nice level of energy in the musical numbers, which also lack of the high syrupiness of the earlier film. Tomorrow, for instance, is sung by Annie to her dog Sandy while they are alone on the streets of New York, which makes it a lot more poignant. The Let's Go to the Movies number is also replaced with the superior song NYC, which includes a tap dancing number when they visit a Broadway show. And you know my immense soft spot for tap dancing. With that said, we still have Never Fully Dressed Without a Smile, which is just as pointless as it was in the earlier film. Meanwhile, Miss Hannigan is better developed in this version, where she's played by Kathy Bates. There is more of an understanding of why she's so strict to the girls in the orphanage, and why she holds such an animosity towards Annie in particular. And of course, Alan Cumming is there to ham it up as Rooster, and even Kristen Chenoweth is given a role as Lily St. Regis. However, there are some issues that hold it back. Again, Annie is fairly one-dimensional, and while Alicia Moran is better than Aileen Quinn, she is still directed to give a perky little smile, and that's really it. The 90-minute runtime, likely due to ABC wanting it to fit into a specific time slot, also results in a lot of elements being condensed. The most important story point of Warbucks becoming charmed by Annie lasts about 3 minutes, as he very quickly becomes a father figure for her. 1 second he doesn't know who she is, and the next second he gets excited about taking her to a Broadway show. The ending also becomes a rush to conclude all the major character arcs. So we get Rooster getting arrested, Hannigan committing herself to an insane asylum for some odd reason, Annie finding out her parents are dead, and then being okay with it in the span of about 2 minutes. Was that one extra McDonald's commercial, or your 100th weekly promo of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, really that important that you couldn't give Annie some more measly minutes to properly wrap things up? It's certainly an okay TV movie, and I certainly preferred over the earlier one, but these problems are a little glaring for me. What is it with Annie movies having uninteresting leads and weak third acts? Considering I don't much care for previous film versions of Annie, you might assume the upcoming adaptation would not be high on my interest list. However, I'm actually looking forward to it, and I think it will be better than the earlier takes on the material. For one, Quinzonsney Wallace looks like an excellent choice to play Annie. As she proved in Beasts of the Southern Wild, she has the right level of spunk and weight to bring something special to the part. I also think the decision to update it to modern times works to differentiate it from the previous films. Plus, Emma Thompson co-wrote the script, and anybody who wrote the screenplay for Sense and Sensibility has my permission to adapt anything they want. This looks like it's going to be a very fun holiday treat, and anytime we get a new musical playing at the local multiplex is a cause for celebration. And I think Sony Pictures has a very good movie and a blockbuster hit on their hands come December. In conclusion, while I'm not the biggest fan of Annie, I can certainly see the appeal, and even with their many flaws, they're not bad catch-ups as we await the new film adaptation. See you next time.